Hello, dear Marzocco friends. It's very exciting today to be here. Welcome, everyone, to our Connected Days convention, which brings us a lot of joy because we will talk to you about the investments and the hopes that we have developed over connectivity at 360 degrees at our company. As you may know, coffee is all about connection. Coffee connects farmers to roasters halfway around the world. It connects baristas and customers across the bar. And coffee also connects people sharing espresso together over conversation. At La Marzocco, we have believed in the power of connection since our first espresso machine was built in 1927. Today, we're ready to take the idea of connection one step further. With our Connected Days event, we want to highlight all the ways that connectivity impacts what we do at La Marzocco, from helping our artisans build machines by hand to new ways of connecting directly to your espresso machine and grinder, to talking directly with coffee plants. Connectivity is integral to La Marzocco future. Please follow along with me as we explore all new ways that connectivity is creating better espresso machines, better customer experiences, and most importantly, better and more sustainable coffee. Now, let me give you Santina for you to start the details of this great convention. Thank you.
Fin dal 1927 ogni singola macchina per caffè espresso La Marzocco viene assemblata a mano qui a Firenze. Grazie all'importante crescita aziendale, La Marzocco ad oggi produce decine di migliaia di macchine per caffè espresso l'anno. Per mantenere la qualità abbiamo deciso di concentrarci su qualcosa che potesse colmare il divario tra artigianato e tecnologia. Abbiamo creato Smart Factory proprio per questo. Grazie ad un'applicazione per tablet, Smart Factory, aiuta e guida i nostri artigiani durante ogni fase della produzione della macchina, aiutandoli a costruire macchine sempre migliori e ancora più affidabili. Con Smart Factory i nostri artigiani affrontano ogni fase della produzione seguendo i più alti standard qualitativi, concentrandosi su un'azione alla volta. Questo significa che il nostro futuro, proprio come il nostro passato, è fatto a mano a Firenze come sempre, con ancora più attenzione ai dettagli e all'efficienza. L'app Smart Factory è un prezioso aiuto per i nostri artigiani durante la creazione di ogni macchina. Attraverso l'app ogni componente viene contestualizzato all'interno dell'intera macchina e rappresentato chiaramente dalle istruzioni tecniche e nelle procedure che ne riassumono il montaggio. Smart Factory, inoltre, tiene traccia di ogni singola macchina durante ogni fase della produzione, in modo che i nostri sistemi sappiano sempre e con esattezza lo stato di lavorazione. E ora per la parte tecnica vi lascio a Elena.
La Smart Factory utilizza la Smart Label, un'etichetta intelligente che riflette la posizione della macchina attraverso le fasi di produzione. La Smart Label contiene un chip che elabora e mostra su di essa gli spostamenti della macchina attraverso la fabbrica. Al contempo, il nostro sistema gestionale registra questi spostamenti. Queste informazioni vengono utilizzate per controllare i tempi di produzione ed analizzarli, per capire se e dove è possibile apportare miglioramenti al flusso di lavoro. Ciò ci consente anche di fornire ai clienti aggiornamenti più precisi e rapidi sullo stato di avanzamento della produzione di una macchina. Grazie a Smart Factory possiamo prevedere meglio i tempi di produzione e ottimizzare le nostre scorte e forniture. Ogni volta che i nostri artigiani aggiungono un pezzo alla macchina, questa informazione viene registrata nel sistema, andando a creare un quadro completo del processo di assemblaggio per ogni macchina. Ad esempio, quando una stazione sta esaurendo un particolare pezzo per una specifica macchina, gli addetti possono utilizzare l'app Smart Factory per monitorare il rifornimento di quel pezzo. Anche i contenitori dei componenti sono dotati di tag RFID, in modo che la persona che ha richiesto il pezzo possa vedere dove si trova all'interno dello stabilimento e sapere quando aspettarsi la consegna alla propria stazione. La Smart Factory consente di mantenere standard elevati di produzione, rendendo più gestibile il carico di lavoro di ciascun lavoratore. Poiché ogni passaggio di ogni macchina viene registrato dalla Smart Factory, possiamo ripercorrere a ritroso il processo di produzione di ogni macchina. In combinazione con le informazioni raccolte dalle macchine attraverso il nostro software di assistenza tecnica, La Marzocco può utilizzare Smart Factory per confrontare i registri di produzione con qualsiasi problema registratosi sul campo. Questo ci aiuta a identificare rapidamente potenziali problemi alla radice, come componenti difettosi o problemi derivanti dalla supply chain, e a correggerli velocemente. Smart Factory aiuta a garantire che i nostri standard di qualità superino le aspettative dei nostri clienti. Per concludere, lascio la parola a Santina.
Grazie a Smart Factory, ogni macchina che lascia la nostra fabbrica, oggi come un secolo fa, porta con sé una promessa di affidabilità e di durabilità. Vi lascio a Cheyenne, che ora vi parlerà di nuovi modi per connettersi e interagire con i nostri prodotti.
The connection between the barista and the espresso machine is important, both at a cafe and at home. Whether it's setting the temperature, adjusting the steam pressure, programming the machine to turn on in the morning, or setting a recipe, these features all help baristas build a more personal connection to the equipment they make coffee with. Now, with La Marzocco new app for iPhone and Android, both home and the cafe are connected in one location. Here is Francesco with more.
An important new feature is Coffee Station. This lets users connect their La Marzocco products into different ecosystems. For example, a cafe owner can connect their Linea PB and Swan grinder in one coffee station, and then go home to pair their Pico, Mini, and Brew-by-Whey scale into a different coffee station. Coffee stations make it possible for equipment and connected accessories in the same coffee station to work together in new ways. Another feature is the ability to control group dose settings directly from the app. This lets users adjust the number of pulses for volumetric espresso machines or target espresso weight for machines with scales. It also lets users mirror their programmed dose to other group heads on commercial machines. This allows you to see and program all of your doses from just one screen. The machine statistics page gives users new insights. It can show the details of the last espresso shots pulled, helping barista remember what their preferred recipe was. Whether you are at home making your morning coffee or dialing in the grinder while opening a cafe, the new statistics insights can help you find the exact espresso that you remember loving the previous day. This page can also show the last time the machine was backflashed for home users, providing crucial information for machine maintenance. The new app can now pair with both the Swan and the Pico grinder. It is able to program the dose for each grinder, changing the timed dose on the Pico and dose by revolution on the Swan. It can also change the continuous button on the Pico to single dose mode. But even more exciting than that, the new app finally brings grind by weight to both the Swan and the Pico. Grind by weight uses the La Marzocco brew by weight scale to program the weight of the coffee dose on both the Swan and the Pico. Using a magnetic portafilter holder that attaches to the scale, the grinder and scale communicate to stop grinding at exactly the correct weight, which is programmed using the app. The La Marzocco scale can also switch between grind by weight and brew by weight modes seamlessly between devices using the new coffee station feature. The scale can detect if it's near the grinder and then can switch to brewing mode once it's placed on the espresso machine's drip tray. This lets you brew with a precise recipe for coffee dose and beverage weight with just one scale. For Swan users, the grind by weight system lets you program your dose just like the Pico. It also automatically saves the number of burr revolutions while grinding. This means users can dial in the grinder with grind by weight on the scale for accuracy and then switch to the Swan's precise grind by revolution during service for faster workflow, or if you need to charge your scale. Grind by weight adds precision, consistency, and usability to La Marzocco's range of grinders. And now, back to Cheyenne.
The new La Marzocco app brings incredible functionality, like fast connection, and unlocks brand new features like grind by weight for La Marzocco grinders. I want to thank the entire team that contributed to this incredible achievement, setting up La Marzocco for a more connected future with new products, new programs, and new features, all updated through the app. Starting now, the new La Marzocco app with grind by weight is available in your favorite app stores, meaning that you can upgrade your espresso experience as soon as you'd like. Other than a better connection to your espresso machine, we also wanted to create an intelligent ecosystem that can help cafe owners manage their workflow and stay connected to their wider network. Conrad will tell you all about a revolution in cafe management with Systema 400.
The best baristas make the best espresso. It takes skill, knowledge, a great espresso machine, and plenty of experience. Managing a coffee shop requires a different set of skills. You must manage the equipment and staff while ensuring every process is streamlined and efficient. One thing that can make both jobs much easier is data. With Systema 400, that data is translated into the insights. Your cafe needs to be successful. Every time you pull a shot of espresso, your espresso machine processes numerous data points collected from internal sensors. It logs the number of seconds the extraction lasted, the amount of water that traveled through the coffee pack, and the time since the last shot was pulled, among other data points. With Systema, all this data is processed into useful insights to help cafe managers and roasters improve their operations and pull the best possible espresso for their clients every time. The Systema dashboard works remotely to track multiple espresso machines at the same time, focusing on 4 areas: sales, barista, machine, and maintenance. This makes Systema ideal for businesses with large fleets of espresso machines. Starting in 2023, we have explored how data and insights can better serve customers through rigorous testing. Our branches have asked our customers from all over the world for feedback on early prototypes. Over the last 7 months, Campos Coffee, one of the biggest roasters in Australia, has tested Systema 400 on over 100 espresso machines. By giving Campos access to direct coffee insights, Systema is rapidly changing the conversation between roasters and wholesale customers. For more information on how Campos Coffee uses Systema 400, here is Dan and Jeff.
Hi, my name is Jeff Clark. I'm the coffee program specialist here at Campos Coffee. And in my role, I look after innovations, new technologies, and developing resources to help our cafe community and greater barista community as well. Quality and consistency of quality especially is super important for us at Campos. We want every customer that orders a Campos coffee to get that same flavor, regardless of the cafe they're in. Any technologies that can help that are great. Systema in particular has helped us a lot because it's allowed us to see essentially across our network what cafes are producing coffee consistently. Essentially at the start of every day, I'll log into my computer and I'll get a full report of cafes and how they're performing. We've currently got over 150 machines connected, so this gives me great insights into a big chunk of our network. And it's not just based on how the barista's doing, but it's also based on how the machine's doing. It also allows us to ensure that cafes can meet the sales and quality goals that we set alongside them. So yes, Systema has really helped in all these key aspects.
My name is Stan. I'm the manager of the Newtown flagship. We have a team of 7 baristas here. The thing that we promise to our customers is that their coffee will be the same every single day. The same good coffees that they have today will be the same one that they have tomorrow.
So here at Campos, we supply coffee to over 800 cafes across Australia. From the first moment we connected to Systema, we did notice that a decent amount of our cafes were essentially making coffees in a different way than we thought they were. So from the immediate connection, we were able to reconfigure these machines, and it was an immediate improvement in our quality across the network. We always prioritize ensuring that cafes' machines are up and running smoothly, constantly. Equipment issues were typically presented as a cafe calling out BDM and trying to translate what's wrong with the machine. That has meant in the past that we've done some emergency call-outs that probably weren't necessary. With Systema, we can essentially log in live and really see what's going on in the machine. For example, if a cafe has a flow restriction, we'll get that notification and we can get that fixed, often before the barista or the cafe owner even notice it.
So as a manager, I'd like to see myself to grow a team around them, not around me. Using Systema really helps us in training our baristas, especially when there's new baristas that's working on the machines. So from the data, we can actually decide on what we do with specific baristas in order to improve them. Having Systema will be quite beneficial for someone who owns multiple coffee shops. It means they can actually monitor their quality without actually having to be there.
But it also allows us to refocus the conversation with the cafe. So what can we do to improve your business, knowing that your coffee quality is going really, really well?
Because you have it on your phone, it's so easy, right? I use it every day. I use mainly the barista functions on the app, and being able to see the data gives me a lot of assurance that what we're doing here really works.
Quality coffee sells more. It probably seems obvious, but until now, we haven't really been able to see that in numbers. Systema's really helped with this. It's had an ongoing impact, and the thing I'm excited about is to see what comes next with it.
For Campos, Systema has improved efficiency and quality across their machine ecosystem. Since this data already exists for every La Marzocco espresso machine, Systema can translate it into key insights to help you improve your operations. Smaller chains and single locations will also benefit from the insights provided. Systema 400 contributes to quality assurance, downtime minimization, and maintenance optimization regardless of the scale of your business. Systema 400 will be available worldwide starting from this November. Systema's insights have shown that technology and training are key to espresso quality. For more on that, Here's Scott with Grind by Sync.
In restaurants and cafes, automation removes customer interaction in favor of efficiency, affecting the quality of customer service. But what if there was a way that automation could help increase hospitality? The Sync system from Marzocco and La Marzocco aims to do just that.
Today we are delighted to introduce to you the Sync system. It's available on new Marzocco Grind by Sync grinders. The Sync system comprises of a Grind by Sync enabled espresso grinder and a compatible La Marzocco espresso machine. Traditionally, you'd move this small lever here, coarser or finer, but now this grinder is adjusted with a small electric motor just by turning this wheel, changing your grind. Together, using Wi-Fi, they talk to each other, so if your recipe deviates, so your shot runs too fast or too slow, the grinder can make small adjustments automatically, making sure that you stay on recipe. This technology allows your staff to focus on the customer and worry less about the recipe.
By automating grind adjustment based on a set recipe of coffee weight, shot time, beverage weight, or volume, the Sync system builds confidence in new baristas. It also lets veteran baristas focus less on their recipe during busy times and focus more on customer interaction. The Sync system takes advantage of the connectivity of the Marzocco Grind by Sync grinder and the La Marzocco espresso machine. By connecting your phone or tablet to the grinder via the Marzocco app and the espresso machine via the La Marzocco app, you can then pair the two together. This powerful pairing allows both the grinder and the espresso machine to share data and take full advantage of the pairing. Ricardo will now walk us through the technical details.
La Marzocco's data cloud is powered by an advanced IoT ecosystem embedded within the espresso machine. Equipped with an array of high-precision sensors, the machine monitors many critical parameters, including shot time, espresso beverage volume, or weight. These sensors operate continuously during every brewing cycle, capturing and transmitting detailed data, tracking every aspect of the machine's performance in real time. This real-time data transmission enables immediate analysis and feedback, ensuring optimal machine performance and consistency. La Marzocco's data cloud monitors shot time, espresso beverage volume or weight, and many other factors as a part of a brewing snapshot. Marzocco's data cloud tracks the distance between the bursts using sensors that read the gap in microns, as well as the weight of coffee being ground. Since we connected the two devices to the clouds, your espresso machine can tell the grinder how fast or slow the last shot has been pulled, and then the grinder can adjust the bursts using a motor to adjust the coarseness to an exact shot time. Arik will now explain how all of this works in more detail.
One of the best things about the Sync system is the algorithm that tells the grinder how much coarser or finer it should adjust. As the espresso machine tracks the shot time and beverage weight or volume, that data is averaged to create a snapshot of how close the brewing parameters are to the set recipe. The grinder then uses that data average to decide when to adjust the grind size and by how much. The algorithm is also designed to ignore outliers, so if one espresso is drastically different from your last few shots, it won't trigger the grinder to adjust. This prevents the grinder from adjusting the grind too frequently, while allowing it to use data to anticipate the trends in recipe variation. What that means is that if your last 5 shots are extracting faster than your ideal target, the grinder can adjust the grind finer to maintain your recipe time, and vice versa. Scott will now tell us why that's important.
The Sync system is just the beginning for Grind by Sync technology, including future systems that will work with La Marzocco grinders. With the data cloud, La Marzocco espresso machines have endless potential for connectivity to help improve espresso quality, efficiency, and workflow. But above all else, what Grind by Sync offers is a direct way for staff to feel confident in every espresso shot they pull. The staff's confidence is key to all customer-facing interactions, ultimately leading to better hospitality and service. La Marzocco builds relationships that enrich the lives of others. After all, coffee is about building trust and making connections. But we wouldn't be able to make connections over coffee without the plant itself. And that is where Consenso comes in.
Per la Marzocco è fondamentale essere in prima linea nell'innovazione tecnologica, senza però dimenticare che tutto ha origine dalla pianta del caffè. Salvaguardare gli ecosistemi è essenziale per garantirne la sopravvivenza ed assicurare un futuro sostenibile a tutta la sua filiera. La gestione delle coltivazioni si basa su conoscenze agricole tradizionali. Le tecniche colturali, l'uso delle piante ombre e soprattutto l'irrigazione sono competenze tramandate di generazione in generazione o apprese grazie agli studi realizzati. Il cambiamento climatico sta trasformando le nostre vite, alterando temperature e precipitazioni e causando siccità prolungate che hanno modificato per sempre i cicli di crescita e la maturazione del caffè. Le conoscenze consolidate nel tempo faticano ad adattarsi a modelli meteorologici sempre più imprevedibili. Ed è qui che entra in gioco Consenso. Frutto della collaborazione fra l'Accademia del Caffè Espresso e Peanut, Project Nature, Consenso utilizza sensori innovativi per monitorare le piante nel loro ambiente. Grazie all'analisi dell'attività bioelettrica, comparati ai livelli di umidità del terreno, possiamo comprendere meglio le loro esigenze e il loro impatto sulla crescita e sulla produzione dei frutti. Il monitoraggio effettuato contribuirà a migliorare le pratiche di coltivazione e meglio utilizzare le scarse risorse disponibili. Con Consenso possiamo ascoltare le esigenze delle piante ed agire in base alle loro necessità concrete e misurabili. Edoardo vi aiuterà a capire meglio i dettagli.
Consenso uses data from atmosphere, wind, and moisture sensors in the soil and then combines them with data gathered from the plant itself. The sensor is placed just under the bark, in the outermost part of the plant's lymph system. This lets us measure its bioelectrical activity that reflects how the plant responds to external factors. It's like a heartbeat sensor, but for plants. Consenso also gives us an incredible data on how each coffee plant reacts to changes in its surrounding environment. Consenso is a joint venture between Accademia del Caffè Espresso, Peanut, short for Project Nature, and Cisco. Peanut developed the sensor able to translate the plant's electrical activity into an informative dashboard that displays the data. Thanks to the hardware provided by Cisco, we were able to build a dedicated network to transmit the sensor data from the plants to Peanut's cloud infrastructure. This data is then analyzed by Peanut and Accademia del Caffè Espresso and used to develop good agronomical practices for the Utengule farmers in Tanzania, home of the Consenso project. Long-term data will give farmers a better idea of how to set up their farm for success, while optimizing resource management. Real-time data instead helps farmers better understand when and where to irrigate. Many coffee farms follow the agroforestry cultivation model, which means that coffee plants are directly planted along with shade trees and other crops. Shade trees act as a natural shield against extreme weather events, reducing the risk of crop damage. Shade trees also help the soil retain moisture better, much needed by the coffee plants. Consenso will give farmers insight they need to take informed decisions on how to better manage those precious resources where they are needed the most. Now, I'll let Massimo tie things up.
Con stagioni delle piogge sempre più irregolari e brevi, i segnali trasmessi dalle piante ed analizzati in tempo reale permetteranno di ottimizzare i regimi di irrigazione. Consenso ridurrà gli effetti del cambiamento climatico e fornirà ai produttori di caffè indicazioni utili per affrontare al meglio le sfide future. Le piante hanno la soluzione, dobbiamo solo ascoltarle. È il momento di lasciare la parola a Nora, che ci accompagnerà verso la conclusione del nostro evento.
Connectivity is all about communication. Being able to talk with coffee plants through data gives the world the opportunity to adapt for the changes around us. But just as important is how connectivity brings people together. Innovation is important at La Marzocco. Whether it's groundbreaking research at Accademia del Caffè Espresso or adding new functionality to the equipment we make, none of it would be possible without the incredible people at our company. I want to thank all of our presenters and teams for the incredible work they have done innovating with La Marzocco. As we approach 100 years of making espresso machines by hand, it's important to remember our roots as a small workshop in Florence and how we got to where we are today. The future of espresso requires innovative solutions for manufacturing, grinding, brewing, and even coffee farming. The only way to achieve these goals, however, is by connecting people who are passionate about espresso quality. And as a company, we are proud of all the ways we've been able to bring people together. We want to thank you for your time with us today, and we hope that you have been inspired to look at how connectivity has affected your own relationship to espresso. At the end of the day, all things are connected.